Board is on.
Thanks, Cynthia. Can you stop sharing your screen and then I will get ready to share mine. Um, so we are going to be playing a giant Kahoot game here. And for those of you that have not used Kahoot before, what I need you to do is log into kahoot.it.com, or you can bring up the Kahoot app on your phone. And what this is an interactive, in this case, synchronous game that we will be playing to see who knows the most Canvas trivia. I'm going to give credit to all of my peers out there in the colleges. I have crowdsourced these questions and checked them very, very carefully, because once I said, yes, I would do this, I was way too nervous to allow myself to just be the only measure of what was interesting Canvas trivia. And I learned so many things from doing this. And so I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity to have brushed up on some of my Canvas skills. This game is, for those of you that like a challenge or that are very competitive, you will get points. The people that ring in with the correct answer the fastest get more points for being fast and accurate. And at the end of this game, we will have a winner, and that winner will get a gift certificate for a free class from @ONE. Those are amazing classes, so that's really, really exciting. I see some questions coming in about the game pins and things like that. We're ready to get started, and there will be plenty of opportunity for you to log in. We're going to give people plenty of opportunity. So hold on one second while we get this going. You'll start to hear the beautiful music of Kahoot. And then I am just going to share my screen with you so that you can see it. And what you want to do is log in using this game pin. I think I'll turn down my own music here. So you're going to www.kahoot.it, or you can log in with the app on your phone. The PIN number is 912173. For those of you that are excited about using a tool like this, this is the premium version. That's so that we can host up to 2,000 players. If you're thinking that you can do this with your free account, and there is a free account for educators, you won't be able to host more than 50 of your students or peers at a time. But nonetheless, it is a really fun and exciting tool to use, and there is that free version, so that's really great. I am being the person who fills up the time while we're waiting for people to log in. So I'm just going to keep kind of like chatting about Kahoot, and while people are logging in, it will start to slow down, and when it does, we will kind of tackle moving on to the next step. We have 179, 180 players in right now. I'm going to give you just a few more minutes to log in so everyone's ready to go. And then Cynthia, I cannot see the chat while I'm running this, so if there's questions in the chat, they're all to you.
I got them, thank you.
Okay, we're still getting login, so we're just going to wait a few more minutes. You might want to be brushing up on your thumb skills or your keyboard punching skills, whatever you're going to need to make sure that you can log in your answer quickly and accurately. Remember, you get points based on not only your speed, but also your accuracy. Right. Slowing down a little bit. I'm going to give it a few more seconds for people to get in. Hope that you're excited about listening to this music, because it will continue to run the entire time we're Kahooting together. right, someone has figured out how to put an icon in as their name. I love it. It's a graduation cap. Hope everyone's had a great morning so far. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to gather all of us from across the state. Super, super exciting to see how much Can Innovate has grown in just a few years. All right, we seem to be slowing down and even going backwards there for a second. So I think we're almost ready to start. Love the daisy and the happy face. All right, I am going to go ahead and get started unless Cynthia tells me there's something terrible in the chat that I should be paying attention to.
Nope, we are doing okay so far. Most people are saying they're just seeing a green screen, so I think we're waiting for the game to start.
Okay, so I am going to read the questions. You'll see them on the screen as well. The question will show for a limited amount of time, and then the answers will show, and you can start ringing in when the answers show. Right, here we go. Which customization of the dashboard is not available to students? And the answers are rolling in. We've got 60 answers. We've got 100 answers. Oh my goodness, people are answering so quickly. Who has it right? Will we know? All right, we've got 71 people with the correct answer. Students cannot add their own thumbnail. And VC is on top with 938 points. Here's just a quick video showing you the customization. You can see that up at the top of your dashboard in the upper right-hand corner, you can actually pull down that menu and you can remove or add the color overlay. So that's one way that your students and you can customize the dashboard. Next question, the old gradebook will be officially replaced by the new gradebook on. Here come our answers. January 18th, 2020, on my mother's 80th birthday, we will be deprecating the old gradebook and getting a new gradebook. So you probably want to mark that on your calendar and be prepared for that one. Right, we've got a new leader, FIU Sky. VC's in second place though.
Lene,
Yes.
can you maybe maximize your screen? They're saying that the answers are cut off.
It is maximized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Well, if they can't get to the answers, what are they gonna do? Is it that, I mean, the whole screen is showing. The menu's not in the way.
Those individuals just need to change their screen size. I think you're good. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So the last way that you can customize, we're going back to that other question. On the dashboard, if you click on a tile, the More menu on a specific tile, you can nickname a course and you can move the course to a different position on your dashboard. So those are other ways that you can customize. All right, next quiz question. The voice of Bite-Sized Canvas is? Well, so many of you thought that it was Michelle. She is a very, very good narrator for things. It is actually Helen Graves. And we chose George Clooney as our celebrity guest here because that's Helen's favorite actor. And I think that we would actually have to tell Amal to watch her back, except for the fact that her years as an elementary school teacher has led Helen to say, I'm not taking care of anybody else's children. So Kelly has taken the lead. Moving on to the next question. The best way to create a heading is to... Yay, yay, we've got a lot of people with the right answer. Kelly's still in the lead. And here's a quick video to show you exactly what we mean, just in case you didn't get that one right. It's loading. And it's loading. Here we go. Not bold, not italics, not underline, not increasing the font size. We want you to pull down on that paragraph piece and choose the heading level that is the correct one. And by the way, it's a heading, not a header. We've let Canvas know that they're incorrect on that one. The new rich content editor starts on So Canvas really let me down on this one. It was scheduled for October 19th, 2019. I had to go back and change the whole structure of this question because they did not release it. Instead, it's indefinitely postponed. So we'll be on the lookout for when that is actually going to happen. Kelly's still in the lead. Kelly's the person to beat. This serious fellow is... Jared Stein, the VP of Instructure. PJB is taking the lead. Here we go, true, false. The Canvas domain is canvas.com. The answer to this one is actually false. According to our customer success manager, Kelly Nichols, the person who owns canvas.com decided not to sell it to Canvas when they named the product. And so this is what you see now when you go to canvas.com. I think they missed an opportunity to sell that one for a little bit of money. Instead, if you want to go to Canvas, you got to log into canvaslms.com. Canvas is hosted on Amazon Web Services. And some of you might remember a few years ago, Amazon Web Services had a big shutdown and we were without Canvas for an entire morning on a Saturday. But most of the time, the fact that Amazon Cloud is so big is the reason why we have so few outages with our Canvas system. All right, PJB is leading. True or false? There's a nifty trick to nest, that's indent modules in Canvas. The answer is false. We can't nest our entire modules, though we've asked for that. If someone does know a trick, let me know, because we did a lot of research on this one and they just can't indent an entire module under another module. Still in the lead. Canvas turned 10 in 2018. They're a very young company and they moved very, very quickly. Someone needs to take over the lead. Oh my goodness, pulling ahead by just a little bit. There's still lots of room for people to take over the lead. True or false? There's a magic undelete trick in Canvas that can help you recover accidentally deleted material. Yeah, you can undelete material that you lost. Still in the lead. Give just a second for this video to load and we'll show you the magic of how you can undelete. What you're going to do is go to your course and open it up, and then you're going to go to the URL, type / and then undelete. Hit return. It will give you a page of everything that you've deleted from that course, and all you have to do is hit the restore button and it's magically back. Of course, you're going to want to check it. It might not be exactly as you left it, but nonetheless, you can still save yourself a lot of time. Which of the following is not an add-on to Canvas? All right, all of these are products from Instructure, but Bridge is not an add-on to Canvas. It's actually a competing course management system that's used more in business. PJB is still keeping the lead. Someone needs to catch up. True or false? Be careful. Once you save the Canvas page, there is no way to go back to an earlier version. Phew, thank goodness that one's false. Let's show you how. There's such a thing as page versions. So when you are looking at a page, what you're going to be doing is selecting the More menu next to the Edit button and then View Page Versions. Then you can choose the version you would like to go to. You can look at it and then select the blue link below it to restore that particular version. So if you've made a terrible mistake, deleted something you didn't need to delete, or as Cheryl Chapman says, tried those tabs and broke the whole page because of it, you can go back to a time when your tabs were intact or your page looked better just by hitting restore this version. True or false? The native media tool in Canvas now allows you to create captions. Nope, that one's false, unfortunately. We still can't caption with the native media tool. We keep asking for it, still not 508 compliant. All right, PJB, keeping the lead. Out there in front, getting tired, hand them some water. According to Jared Stein, the Canvas logo represents community of people with their heads in the center. How fun is that? Ooh, Miramar College takes the lead. That viewing room is crowdsourcing the answers, and now it shows why collaboration works well. True or false? There are hidden keyboard shortcuts that allow you to navigate within SpeedGrader. True. Almost all of you know that. I was so shocked. I had no idea. I could have been speed grading even faster all of these years. Let's take a quick look at what that looks like for those of us that didn't know. Once you're in SpeedGrader, and it's loading, you can move from student to student by using the J and the K keys to move forward and backward. You can use the G key to actually grade, and the C key to comment. And then you can also use the R key to open up the rubric so that you can use the rubric. And those are all within SpeedGrader. Okay, the fastest way to see how many students are in a course is right? Lots of different example answers here. The correct one is to go to settings. Let's show why it's a one-click faster. Oh my goodness, MPB's in the lead. Here is why it's one click faster. As we're waiting for this to load, most of you probably chose to go to the people setting where you can see the list of people that is in your class. This is a class I teach with some brilliant people in it. We just pull down that menu, we can see the number of students. It takes 2 clicks. If you go to settings, however, right there in the right-hand lower column is everyone in your class and the roles that they're playing in your class. 1 click. In the gradebook, you can use the Message Students Who feature to message students who Awesome. Okay, I love that answer. Yeah, all of the above. That message who allows you to do a whole bunch of really fun things. Nudge, 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 nudge those students. It's a great way to let students know that a deadline is coming up. You can send a message just to the people who haven't yet submitted, those that scored really high. It's an amazing way to communicate with your students and really provide that nudge. This image means your page is fully accessible. Unfortunately, that's false. And it's the sad truth that the accessibility checker just doesn't do everything that we need it to do. Here's a quick look at what it really checks. There's some good news as we look at what the accessibility checker isn't doing. And that is, it's doing a couple things I thought it wasn't. So we get the balloons, everything should be perfect, right? But if we look, this header is actually heading level 3, not heading level 2. When we're starting a page, it should be heading level 2. We also have a link that's not accessible. And if you look at the image, turns out the alt text doesn't in any way describe the picture. So it's a limited ability to check accessibility. It did correct a list for me that had been done incorrectly. And it also pointed out when I had an extension on an image. So those are some new improvements to the accessibility checker. So it's moving in the right direction, but please don't lean on it all the way. It won't do everything you need it to do. All right, this item cannot be duplicated in Canvas. It's the quiz. You can duplicate a module, an assignment, a page. You can set up a module template and duplicate the whole thing, but you can't duplicate a quiz, unfortunately. MPB is still in the lead. True or false? You can sort students in the speed grader, so only those that need grading bubble to the top. Yeah, absolutely. You can actually use a lot of tools in SpeedGrader. MPB is still the top there. Here's a quick look at some of those SpeedGrader settings that you can use to make your grading even more efficient and actually more equitable as well. So choose the gear icon, go under options, and then you can sort the students alphabetically by the date they submitted or by the submission status, whether it's graded or not graded. Let's take another look at that. Some of those options are that we can hide student names in the SpeedGrader. When we do that, then we can blind grade, which could be more equitable. And another thing hiding in that settings, those keyboard shortcuts that we talked about before, in case you forget what they are, they're right there hiding in settings to show you how to do it. All right, this image represents the Canvas apps for mobile use. So I strongly urge you to get both the student and the teacher app and use both of those. Be looking at your courses, using the app so that you can see what your course looks like on a mobile device. And you can see your student, your class in the student app, even when you're a teacher. MJB taking the lead again. All of the following can be shared in Canvas Commons, except rubrics. Rubrics can't be shared in the Commons, which is really too bad because they're hard to create and it would be really nice if we could share them. Everything else can be shared individually or in a module. Share away. So here is our podium. In second place is Sierra College. In top place is PJB. And in third place is VHN. You all know a ton about Canvas and you get to lead next year's Canvas Kahoot. If you can please put your name PJB in the chat, that would be really great. And in the meantime, I will stop sharing in case we have some questions or some comments or some other fun that people would like to have.
Yeah, that was great. The chat was going crazy throughout. Initially, there was some confusion, so just some feedback. You know, they hadn't played Kahoot before, knowing that you have to view the screen for the questions, and on the app, it only has the icons or colors. So that was a little confusing to start. But I think we got some people worked out, and in some of the viewing rooms, getting some of their screen resolutions set up. So that just was some feedback. But I answered several questions, but we did have a few questions about how do we add video after a question in Kahoot, like you were doing to show the solution.
So that I think is a premium option. It could be in a pro option as well. And so we made the Kahoot, and knowing that I was going to narrate it while it was happening, so we took away all the audio off of those videos. And then I thought, oh my goodness, we should have saved the audio. I should have duplicated them. So we're going back in and creating another one of these Kahoots, a copy of this with actually the narrated audio in it, so that you'll be able to use it as a training video if you'd like. And we will share the access to the Kahoot with anyone who would like to use it. If you have a Kahoot account, it will actually allow you to edit it as well. But the answer is just a slide. And so you literally add the plus sign. Well, here, I can show you in a Kahoot. Hold on one second. Why not? So while you're in Kahoot, if you are editing, when it asks you the question type to add a question, what you would be doing is adding a slide. And you can, if it's not a synchronous Kahoot that you're doing, you can also add a puzzle. And if it is synchronous, you can add a poll as well. So those are some really kind of fun options. And when you add a slide, it just lets you embed a video if you'd like.
Great. There were several people asking if you would be willing to share the Kahoot with them, or at least some of the questions, because they found value in that. Yeah. There were some other questions. What has Kahoot found the best practice is with students? Should the student be on the desktop during the game or on smartphones?
Yeah, so, it's all about connectivity. And so it really depends on if you're in a lab or if people are doing this from home. And also, some people are really fast with their keyboard, and other people are really fast with their phones. So I think that it's like any type of game strategy. It really just depends on what they're used to.
Yeah. So we did that one. There are some people asking about accessibility. Is there accessibility concerns with Kahoot? And one was about the accessibility checker, which I think is the Canvas accessibility checker, which we could send you information on that guide to the accessibility checker. But do you have any information on Kahoot's accessibility?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question because it's visual, right? And so I made the decision to read the questions but not read the answers, because we've done it before, reading the answers, and it's just really confusing for people who are getting that visual input and that audio input. It's just too much cognitive load. So I'm imagining, since it's on a screen, it's on a video screen, that it would not be accessible at all to someone who is visually impaired. So you'll want to be really careful about using a tool like this. Having people work in teams, having it not timed, using it as a training tool is all fine and dandy. But in situations like this where the information is really visual, then it's going to be difficult for students who are visually impaired if they're not working in teams.
Very true. I think we
are you reading questions out of the chat or questions of the Q&A?
So this is the questions for the Q&A.
Okay.
I think that was all the ones in there.
All right, so I'm kind of like going through the chat and seeing what I see.
There is one in here that didn't really relate to this one. Do you know if Canvas is developing an admin app? Like we've got the teacher app, the student app. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about an admin app. Yeah. So Sandra asked how you can use Kahoot as an asynchronous synchronous course activity. And it does allow you to create kind of like a self-paced little quizzing game and embed that in your course. So it's a great asynchronous activity. And that's when you can do that puzzle. And there's some really fun things that you can do with revealing the picture, like the picture of Jared Stein. I tried to get it so that it would reveal, hair first, so people would think it was Jory, but whatever. And Margaret said, how do you keep the Kahoot activity interesting? If you have more than 10 questions that students get bored. Yeah, look, when Michelle said that we had an hour, today I was like, an hour of Kahoot, like the music will drive people crazy. So I think Margaret's absolutely right. You think about what's useful to students. When you're doing this type of quiz question, you certainly want to reinforce not just minutia, but instead reinforce things that are really important. So we tried to intersperse, some fun facts that maybe people didn't know with some really useful tools, because as long as we were going to do it, we wanted people to have a takeaway, to learn something from it. And I think that that's how you keep it engaging.
Right. There was another really great question. Do you know anything about whether Kahoot will be integrating with Canvas, or if there's a way to embed it in Canvas?
I'd have to look that up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. Isabel wanted to know about accessing Kahoot while we were screen sharing. So that is actually a Zoom question. And what you have to do is every person who's viewing, at the top of your screen, you have a little menu that allows you to change the viewing option. And so you need to toggle that to not full screen. And then when it's not full screen, you can actually do a side by side. So you can see whatever you have on your desktop, and you can see whatever the person is screen sharing at the same time. Sorry about that. We should have actually said that at the beginning, Isabel.
And then there was another great question, because with Kahoot, I know that you do get some points for answering. So the question is, if you really have no idea, are you better off guessing quickly? Do you pick up points for quickness and wrong answers?
No, it has to be accurate and fast. So you don't get any credit for wrong answers. Yeah. I like that person try to game Kahoot there.
And then where do we access Kahoot? What was that? We should put the website. I think we had it in one of.
Yeah, Kahoot.com.
Kahoot.com. Yeah, there it is.
Uh-huh.
I'll post it in chat again.
Having to be fast is stress inducing. Yes, that's from my own instructional designer here. Yeah, Paula, it is. Having to be fast is very stress inducing. So we want to think about any type of time test that we're giving our students, and the added pressure that we're putting on our students when we time it.
Can you use iframe to get the codes to embed in Canvas?
I'd have to check into it.
Yeah, we'll check.
Someone thought it was boring and a waste of time.
Yeah. Fun. I enjoyed it. The chat was going crazy with all kinds of questions, and that was great.
Super important to put into the chat there. They get to lead it next time. Wait, I have their name, and that person will be leading it next time.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
And I did write down our leader from the leaderboard. Grab that.
Excellent.
So if there's any other, we've got 2 minutes left, and then we'll jump right into our next sessions. So if you've got any last minutes, that was an answer.
And Miracosta wanted to know if Michelle wrote the questions. It was hilarious when she came up first. Yeah, no, she did not. As a matter of fact, Cynthia and I had a little practice session, and I would not reveal any of the Kahoot questions during the practice session.
She asked me to contribute more, so that's all I got out of it. And to go back to that, Vivian actually was answering the question to embedding in Canvas. There is an iframe, so thank you, Vivian, for contributing.
Yeah. And Jacqueline wanted to know if for those shortcuts you have to use the control key. No, when you're in SpeedGrader, all you have to do is hit the J, K, C for common, G for grade, and it will automatically, move you around. So that's what makes it so cool.
Great.
All
I
right.
think.
Well, thanks everyone for playing. It's been great to have lunch with you today. And we'll work on getting some more exciting things for next year.
Way to go, Lene. You did awesome. Wow. All right.
Oh, Santa Barbara couldn't see the answer. Ah!
Yeah, I think they're probably on a big screen, and I think they needed to adjust some resolution. So, those are great. Wonderful.
Oh, Sarah's right. It's Kahoot it. Kahoot IT.
Oh, so someone from, oh, fun.
Vincent wants to do it on something he can win on, like calculus or computing program. He was so nice. He said, like, we can all win on. I would lose on the calculus and the computer programming.
Great.
All right.
I guess we'll just post those resources up a little later then.
Okay. Signing off. See you all in the next wonderful session.
Good job. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.